Alright, guys and gals, news has circulated all over gaming news websites that Warner Brothers Discovery are looking to sell their gaming IPs to external studios, which is kind of weird. I mean, I think they can make a lot, but it's still a strange decision just when you think about the studios that they own, like NetherRealm Studios, and I think they also work with Rocksteady regarding Batman games, for example. But I think a lot of that has to do with the mixed reception and failure, commercially and critically failures of their latest live service sort of game that they tried to accomplish with the DC comic book license of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which was in story, in terms of the story wise, supposed to be a sequel to Batman Arkham Knight that came out 2015, and that is easily a much better game than this one. I haven't played it, but I know that it's a disaster. It was a disaster pre-launch and disaster still post-launch, despite the content. And no one has been really happy or impressed with the game since then. So I think the failures of that game have really contributed to the decision making with CEO David Zaslav and JP Parrott to really look into more of the free to play focus, streaming, still wanting to grow their franchise, but probably branch it out to other external studios, different companies outside of their brand. I mean, again, when you look at the IPs they've got, the DC comics with, of course, the Batman Arkham games, which are really awesome, and the amazing Injustice fighting games, Mortal Kombat, Middle Earth, Harry Potter. It's a pretty good catalog. Uh, Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, it's possible I'm wrong that they might have also helped with The Witcher 3 distribution, but I know that IP belongs to CD Projekt Red. But with the catalog of gaming IPs they've got, like Middle Earth and Wizarding World with the Hogwarts Legacy IP, that certainly does help. And again, like it's not it's not the first time they released a less than impressive DC comic book based game. I mean, late 2022 we got Gotham Knights, which not everyone loved, and I talked about it before. And again, compared to Arkham Knight, that's easily a much better game than Gotham Knights. So, go figure. But it's a strategic. It's really like it marks a strategic shift of their approach with, relying more on their internal studios and more so trying to negotiate with other studios externally. You know. So and think about new gaming models. Like I said, free to plays, of course, with microtransactions. I mean, even with that free to play fighting game, not Brawlhalla. Brawlhalla is a good one. Uh, Man, I can you believe I forgot the name? But that tells you I haven't even played it. I know it has like a lot of IPs of the Warner Brothers catalog, like the Looney Tunes and the Game of Thrones and the Space Jam and the DC Comics and like a bunch of Warner Brothers characters in a cartoonish style, similar to the platform fighters, aka Smash Brothers clones, fighting against each other in a free to play style. But yeah, that's another IP. That game did relaunch. It did close, but then relaunched, I think, earlier this summer. So since that game is a free to play model on all gaming platforms, I think that's part of the reason why they're looking more into the free to play models as well. So this is why, like, they've you know WB games have seen some financial setbacks. I mean, they've lost as much as $200 million in revenue thanks to the disaster that was Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video game. So it's not the first time. I mean, even like as far back as 2020, there were conversations, rumors about it. I mean, that would have been crazy. I mean, even a rumor, just a rumor of their whole gaming division being sold to Sony. Can you imagine like games like Mortal Kombat and Batman Arkham, Wizarding World, Middle Earth being exclusive only to PlayStation, and then 2 years later ported to PC? That would have been insane. So yeah, like financial difficulties recently have contributed to the decision making. And this isn't really the first time there are conversations about a major gaming publisher deciding, having conversations, negotiating on selling their gaming catalog or their gaming studios to a different company. I mean, remember, I think it was Square Enix, you know, due to the disaster of Marvel's Avengers, which the issue of that game, even though the single player component was good enough, and they should have expanded more on it, the live service model, of course, the technical issues contributed to their own financial losses and disastrous critical and commercial failures. So it contributed to them like selling the studios of like Deus Ex and Tomb Raider, selling those IPs and studios to Embracer Group. So I wouldn't be shocked if not later this year, sometime next year, you know, a similar decision has been made to sell it to another studio in charge of those gaming IP licenses. So yeah, I mean, when you lose $200 in revenue and commercially you're failing to sell a AAA big budget IP game like Kill the Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, especially after the struggles of Gotham Knights, which was like early October 2022 or late October 2022, and then earlier this year was the Suicide Squad game in February. So when you look at all those into consideration, you know, it is a contributing factor, especially in the midst of a new announcement of a VR game only for the Meta Quest 3 called Batman Arkham Shadows, which is a VR only game. I think it's gonna come to PSVR 2. But yeah, I mean, in the midst of all that, I mean, there's still discussions going on. So, you know what to do. I mean, there have already been lots of layoffs this year. I mean, the gaming industry itself is brutal. You fail in any way, you sell less than a million copies, or you know, you don't sell above the expected target sales reach. I mean, there are going to be cutbacks, there are going to be drawbacks, layoffs, studio closures. It happens. It always happens. You know, at least a good thing happened recently, and I know I mentioned it. Like Krafton did buy Tango GameWorks, the same team from Hi-Fi Rush. So something good could happen. But again, no internal studios have been closed. It's just that trying to branch out in different ways, maybe go to a free-to-play model because, you know, get the game for free and then make lots of money through microtransactions. So whether on mobile or console, and Windows, so that usually happens a lot.